Yay!
And now,
Extreme!
WWE presents
Yay!
Extreme Rules. And now, WWE presents Extreme Rules.
I just noticed it repeats itself.
And now,
Yes, and now it's WWE Extreme Rules, we know. Hello, fellow Cravers, and welcome to another CTG Wrestlecast. We are back. We've had a little bit of a short break. But as always, you have me, GD, and I'm joined by my co-host, Hanksy. Hanksy! Weapons!
Hey! I always enjoy this. I say I always enjoy this one, but like,
Last year's was a
you know,
little
last
bit
couple
tame.
of years, it's last year's a little bit tamer. The year before that was even tamer.
Oh god. I think what
just
we was on about it last year, weren't we? And the one thing that we noticed about it was for something called Extreme Rules, I think there was one Extreme Rules match.
There's only one. Yeah, I think it's last year was a bit better. I thought. I think it was the year before where it was really bad.
Oh,
I
God.
think it's just.
Now,
I don't know.
now looking at
I mean, there's some good matches.
yeah,
Let's
there
hope.
is some good matches. Now, if we're getting a little bit nitpicky, yes, there is one technically Extreme Rules match this year, but when it comes to us looking in wrestling, anything to do with the outside the standard pin or submission, I count it as an extreme match, no matter what.
Yeah.
And I feel like we are going to be kicking off on our video side of things with one of those with a certain stipulation, and it is a last man standing match: Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley.
This should be good, shouldn't it?
I'm looking forward to this. Now, that's Rich.
This should be good.
This is Rich coming from me. It's a Bobby Lashley match, and I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I feel this is kind of a good thinking to one of the things that has actually been happening in the WWE itself lately, because of how this was actually built up. So, if people kind of don't know, there was a match, Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman, about 2 weeks ago, I think it was. They ended up having, I think it was just supposed to be a standard match, wasn't it? And
I think was it Falls Count Anywhere?
it probably was Falls Count anyway. It could make a bit more
Falls
sense.
Count Anywhere,
where it was
wasn't it?
happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they ended up going through the Titantron. Literally went through the Titantron.
In a major way. Actually, incredibly well done.
I didn't know there were so many
really
spots.
well done, actually. I know. I mean, it was a little bit over the top, but I thought it was really well done. Having Corey Graves in there being all concerned and everything else and that. It was very, very well done. And I think it leads and... Yeah. I mean, to happen... The first Raw after it had been announced that Paul Heyman was going to be taken over as creative lead on Raw, although he hasn't officially taken over, I think you could feel Heyman all over it.
Yes.
I think it just demonstrates the direction we're going in, which the last couple of weeks, the product has definitely improved. Let's just hope it continues to.
Yeah, so you mentioned Paul Heyman. He is now, what is it, the lead content director.
He's head of creative, isn't he?
He's pretty much head of creative for Raw, but it's not just
and
Raw,
Erick
that's
Bischoff,
also...
SmackDown.
They said Erick Bischoff, another one. I personally feel like this is WWE's way of realising that they're moving away from Vince. Well, Vince McMahon still has the final say, no matter what happens with this.
But that's the concern. That's my concern. I mean, I think it was out of the blue. It caught everybody out of the blue. This one that they were going to be taken over as creative leads, and I think it shows. Maybe, hopefully, shows the fact that the product has been becoming a bit stale. People have realised that, and now obviously it would appear that the board have realised that because they're making this move.
Yeah.
My concern is that for this to work properly, Vince has got to give up quite a bit of control here.
Well, I would have
because
expected.
Vince is the problem.
Yeah, I would have expected this to happen anyway, because we've seen Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff do their work previously. They both come from two quite huge competitions for WWE in its prime time as well, with WCW and ECW.
ECW.
And they are both very prideful men when it comes to this kind of stuff. They would not have come back unless they were guaranteed that they get a lot of free reign on what the hell happens with these two shows.
They've got to have that. You presume they've been told they can have autonomy. It's just there's being told they've got autonomy, and then there's Vince allowing them to have it, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
And that was a problem. You know, we know that the frustration, you know, from Road Dogg was the fact that he was coming into meetings half an hour before. He'd have got everything worked out as head of creative for SmackDown, and Vince would come in with an hour to go and say, "Yeah, we're not doing that now. That can't happen. That's going to stop." No. You know, because Vince has killed the product at the moment, and with what's going on with AEW.
Oh God,
hopefully it's a wake up.
Can we mention just a little bit about AEW as well? So they've had a couple of pay-per-views now. They've had All or Nothing that went well. AEW, their pay-per-views have been a huge success, but their latest one, what was it? Battlefest or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
That was very very gory for what we're used to.
Yeah.
In this modern age of wrestling, especially when it's in the spotlight like it is, to a point that I don't know what his name is, but we're still going to call him Ty Dillinger. That was a bit of a botched job. Hopefully, it was a botched job, because if that's the path that AEW is going to go down, no offense, I personally do not want to see that.
No, I don't. That's not what we want to see anymore.
No.
I mean, I'm not.
We've passed that age.
I think you know, the Attitude Era and all everything that happened in the Attitude Era. The problem was we see the Attitude Era with, you know, these rose tinted glasses.
Yeah.
Not everything was good. There was some great stuff that happened. The Vince Stone Cold stuff, The Rock, the stuff going on with the Monday Night Wars. All of that was some amazing stuff that happened. But then there was also stuff like, you know, let's not forget, you know, women wrestlers pretending to have miscarriages at the side of the ring, and stuff like this, which was like, no, okay. And have we got 2 PG? Probably.
I think this
but
is
I understand why.
Out. Yeah,
and I think we've possibly seen over the last couple of weeks have started to feel a little less PG. And people are going, oh, we go back to the Attitude Era. We're not going back to the Attitude Era. There's no way we're going back there. There's no way we want to. No. But are we becoming a little bit more edgy?
Which is what we've been wanting.
Not necessarily a good thing. Yeah.
The thing is, this is the thing. You're saying to people, we've had the PG area now for God knows how long. Those people who came into WWE, came into wrestling during the PG era, they grew. They're old enough now to appreciate a little bit more gritty wrestling out of this.
Yeah.
And I think this is the perfect opportunity to, like you said, get a little bit darker, but not too dark.
Yeah.
The thing is, we like to see what people going through Titantrons. We like the whole idea that what the hell is happening with Maria Kanellis.
There's some interesting storylines going on.
I don't know.
Allegedly, and we don't know if it's with
Mike.
If what's his name? If Mike's the dad right now. So
I've already figured it out, mate. It's Becky Lynch.
Yeah, that sounds great. I think it's interesting what some of the things, and again that felt very much Paul Heyman and that, and the stuff going on SmackDown where you could see maybe Bischoff starting to get.
Well, that would have been Eric Bischoff's side, wouldn't it? That's all on SmackDown.
It's good. Yes, it is. Yeah, and I think let's wait and see what happens. I mean, I think you're right. I think from what happened with AEW,
they've kind of shook things up a little bit.
Yeah, if I was TNT. Then I would have been on the phone straight away to the Khans going, what the actual is going on here, because we do not want this sort of stuff on the telly.
No.
You know? And I'm pretty sure that ITV in this country are not going to be clamouring to show that. It's not something that we want to see really anymore. The idea of doing that, the idea of blades and the idea of all that stuff, that's in the past now. We don't do that, you know?
Mate, before we move on to our next match, we kind of skimmed over this a little bit. Like I said, Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley is a match that I am looking forward to. It's a match you're looking forward to as well. It's I am. It's a last man standing, because anything can happen in those kind of things. And plus, it's Braun Strowman. Yeah. Anything can happen in those kind of things.
The point is, it's last man standing, so there are no disqualifications. It can go anywhere.
Yeah. We've already seen where
they can use anything.
Yeah.
They can use any sort of weapons. This could get really, really interesting. And I think, actually, for his failings, Bobby Lashley's big enough to be able to put Braun Strowman over really well, I think, because of his size.
Yeah.
Could be really good.
So, your prediction is?
I think, it's difficult to see anything past Braun Strowman, isn't it? Just because it's Braun Strowman, so I'm thinking probably Braun will win it.
I'm going to say Braun Strowman as well, because they need to start building him back up again. He's kind of been in the mid-cards lately, and I think it's a perfect opportunity to give him the push that everybody wants him to get. And I think this is a perfect start to it. So, the game thinks Lashley's going to win, by the way. So, we've seen what the game has predicted. I think the actual game is ahead of us at the moment, isn't it? We're moving on to one of the women's championship matches, and it is for the SmackDown. I think it's SmackDown. Yeah, it is SmackDown, of course.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross in a 2-on-1 handicap match. So
this has been interestingly set up, hasn't it?
Yes. So, first of all, before we go into anything here, I like to point out I was right. I said that one of the Money in the Bank briefcase would be cashed in on Money in the Bank, and I actually said the women's one. I said the women's one, and it was. And Bayley cashed it in on Charlotte.
It was on Charlotte. Charlotte had beaten Becky.
With a little help from Lacey Evans,
From Lacey Evans. So, it was interestingly set up. It was interesting, wasn't it? Because you went through the emotions in about 2 minutes space, didn't you, that one? You were pissed off the fact that Charlotte had won it.
Yeah.
Because with Lacey Evans. And then Becky comes down, takes her on and wins, and then all of a sudden actually felt quite pleased about it. You know, I was still slightly pissed off because I wanted Becky to still have it.
Yes.
But at the same time, less pissed off that if somebody was going to have it, then I'd rather it be Bayley than Charlotte.
The thing is, at the same time, we kind of had a feeling that we would have been surprised if Becky was able to hold on to both championships at that time.
Yeah.
The thing is, you're notoriously known that if you hold dual championships, you are going to lose it on the next pay-per-view. It would be really weird if you don't.
It's hard for you to... I mean, workload-wise, alone, it's hard to defend two titles. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a good match. I think, again, I've put something out there. I think we might see the return of Sasha Banks.
Yes, I do too.
And I think we might see and I think we're going to see a heel turn of Sasha Banks.
Well, we are going to talk about that a little bit, because there has been leaks of the next pay-per-view, which is SummerSlam, their poster.
Yep.
And who is on their poster?
Yeah, where they're advertising Sasha
Banks herself. Yes.
Yeah, and she's been on some of the promotional little videos they've been putting out over the last week, where they're showing people. All of a sudden, they're showing her within the clips and stuff. She's definitely back in the fold.
Yes.
I think she's going to come back. I think she's going to come back, and I think she's going to help Bayley, and I think she's going to turn on her.
Yes. 1 minute. We're just gonna do another rematch, because that kind of went a little bit faster, and I've got a few things I want to say.
Go on to the next one, and we'll catch up. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's just mention this now. So you think that Bayley's going to end up defending a championship?
I think she's going to end up defending it. I think it's going to be very hard for her, but there are no disqualifications in this match because it's a 2-on-1. Okay, so there's 2-on-1. That means
there's a count out.
Yeah, there's no count outs, no disqualifications. So I think that she is going to be. I think they're going to beat her. I think they're going to give her a real pasting, and then I think that Sasha Banks is going to come out and even the odds somehow.
Yeah.
But then I think at the end of it, they're going to do the whole. She'll be holding her arms in the air. Oh, well, fantastic! Sasha's back to help her friend, and then bang, she's going to take her.
Yeah.
And then you've got what we've wanted for a long, long time, which is a heel turn for Sasha Banks and a rivalry with Bayley, which could be something really good.
Oh, especially
and they've got the perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah, and they've got the perfect storyline for it. You know, Sasha and Bayley were together. They were tag team champions. You know, Sasha then gets injured. In the time she's injured, Bayley's become, world champion. It's made for it, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, it
the
is.
Jealousy angle.
Yeah. But let's move on to our next match. I will talk a little bit about this myself as well. So, a little bit about the whole... So, this is Alexa Bliss's second time getting a shot at the SmackDown Women's Championship, thanks to Nikki Cross. And you know what? I'm loving this little friendship between them. I love it. I think it's the best little friendship ever. But then again, like I said, I'm a fan of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I think it's nice to see that Nikki Cross is actually getting a more prominent role in the main roster.
It's been good as well.
Yes,
it's been good. They've really given her a push. It's been really good.
But you know what? I'm going to just say this now. I think Alexa and Nikki Cross are going to end up winning it because I still think it would make.
Do you think so?
I think it would make an interesting story, and then it turns out that no, you can't be co-champions. One of you have got to.
Can they?
No, one of you has to be the champion, and you guys are going to be fighting it out at SummerSlam.
Yeah, possibly.
And then Nikki Cross wins it. No offense to Alexa Bliss. I still like her as a champion.
Whoever pins, whoever pins is champion.
Technically, yeah.
Even on a 2-1, my understanding is that the rules on a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
Whoever pins wins the match. So, it's a handicap match, but you still, you can't have co-champions.
I can see this happening, mate. What if? So the whole thing is getting Alexa Bliss to be SmackDown Women's Champion at the moment, isn't it? What if Nikki Cross gets the pin?
Yeah. Then she becomes champion.
This is
the interesting one, isn't it? There are a lot of very interesting storylines that could come out of this.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this, and yes, it's going to be fun, no matter what. So anyway, let's move on to our next match. I know it says United States Championship on there. Don't question that. It isn't for the United States Championship. It's for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. It's going to be interesting who wins this one. It is, of course, Daniel Bryan and Erick Rowan, the current champions. The New Day, represented by Big E and Xavier Woods, and Heavy Machinery. Let's jump into this one. Hey, what's it? How you doing? No. Quick question.
Yeah.
What do you think of Daniel Bryan and Erick Rowan as our current SmackDown Tag Team Champions?
I think it sucks, but I think that's sort of the point, isn't it?
Yes.
So I think they do quite a good job of that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's a
I don't hate
job.
it. I don't hate it. I think it gives them something to do with Daniel Bryan, which is interesting because obviously at the moment there's not necessarily a path for him.
It gets
on
him
the
out of the
side.
WWE Championship picture for a bit as well, which...
Yeah, it does. And I've enjoyed this whole we're serious and, these other teams aren't serious about being tag teams. I think that's quite an interesting angle.
Yeah.
Particularly of Heavy Machinery and the New Day being two teams that are very good but also enjoy to have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
So it's allowing him to carry on his this angle, this new Daniel Bryan angle of being superior to everybody else. Quite like that. So, yeah.
So,
don't hate it.
So moving on to another one then, Heavy Machinery. So we've been teased that they were going to be in the championship picture. They got a shot at was it Stomping Ground or the one that we don't talk about? I don't remember which one they
I
had.
think it was Stomping Ground.
I think it was
wasn't
Stomping Ground.
I think
yeah.
it was Stomping Ground, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah.
What's it says hi to you as well, mate?
Oh, what's it? Yeah. So I think. I don't know. I really like Heavy Machinery, and I wasn't massively sold when they first came into NXT. I was a little bit, okay, well, I can see Tucker Knight's going to probably go on to be something quite special because of the size of the guy and his athleticism. Wasn't so sold on Otis.
But the caterpillar!
But it's, well, you know, it's not Scotty too, it's not Scotty too hot, is it?
Yeah, but no offense, the guy is quite big, but he is very athletic.
Yeah,
I've noticed that.
I think he is, and that's the point, isn't it? The point is that he's sort of sold himself, and I think he's done very well. And he's funny.
Yeah,
and he's got that comedy side to it.
He's funny, and he doesn't say much, which
really
is great.
Good.
But when he does say something, it's
pretty
much gibberish.
Yeah, but it's quite amusing, and yeah, I've quite enjoyed it. I've quite enjoyed it, and I think I'm glad they came up, and I'm glad that they've come up and been given a bit of a push, and and they're doing well, and I think it's great, and I think obviously it looks likely we're going to get the Street Profits up soon as well because they're promoing quite
they're
heavily.
Already there.
I love the Street Profits.
Yeah,
I love the Street Profits. They are brilliant. So I think it's good. I think I think it works. I think with the New Day, it's good. It's obviously there. Because I was a little bit worried that they were just going to end up being cheerleaders on the side for Kofi Kingston matches for a while. They're not. They're keeping the two as separate, which is good. So I think this could be a good match.
What's it wants to see one of them go through a table. If you had a choice out of any of these six, mate, who would you want to put through a table? Daniel Bryan.
Would I want to?
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll give Daniel Bryan his due. This just shows that he's a brilliant wrestler because he makes a great heel and he also makes a great babyface as well. The thing is, just how well he can play either side of the role. And it's not like it's the first time we've seen him do this. Was it his first World Championship run? He played a great heel because he was a squirmy guy who he made it. It was brilliant.
Daniel Bryan's always been able to do this sort of stuff. He's one of those. He's an AJ Styles type journeyman who's been able. Who's obviously, when you're doing the indies, you can be a heel one night and a face the next night if you're in different cities. That's just how. It's a good. That journeyman introduction into the business is really good for him for that reason, isn't it?
Well, I think this is why they based the current game that we're playing at the moment, WWE 2K19. This main career thing is based on people going through the business through the indie side of things. I think this is the one thing that WWE has done really well of this past, I'd say 5-10 years now. They have looked into that indie side of things and they're starting to see, this is probably a brilliant path for you guys to go down. And it's not like, what's it called? You don't need to be in the main roster now with WWE. No. Any of the two NXTs are brilliant. And I think it's to a point that, I think, what was it? The 25th anniversary of NXT, the 25th takeover of NXT. Yeah. It was last month, wasn't it? That was another brilliant show. It's every time NXT do that.
There's not been a bad one, I say, and I think the problem is you are waiting for it, aren't you? You're waiting for that. You're waiting for Cars 2.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Pixar.
Yeah. All right, where Pixar never made a bad movie, and then all of a sudden Cars 2 came out, and everyone went, meh, right, not really interested. You're waiting for that to happen, it just doesn't yet. Everyone builds on the last one.
If anyone asks what I think is the weakest NXT takeover, I'm going to be honest, I would say it's probably the first one, because every year they basically just beat the previous one. Yeah.
This is it. So I think, this is it. But yeah, so I think for this match, I think it could be a good one. I think I think they're going to walk back out with the titles, Rowan
Really?
and Bryan. Yeah.
I'm
think
gonna
so.
say, you know what? I'm gonna say Heavy Machinery. I feel like it would be at this stage.
I'd be happy with that.
At this stage, what I'm looking at is because we have got. Well, I look at the first of the Grand Slam pay-per-views coming up next.
Yeah.
I'm looking at what would make a great storyline leading up into that. The thing is, we're be about 4, maybe 5 weeks away from that now.
Yeah.
Maybe even less. As I said, I've not actually checked what the actual date for SummerSlam is this year. But still, what would make the best storylines? And I would say probably Heavy Machinery getting hold of the titles would be great. And then, even if we get this match again at SummerSlam, I think it would still be really good.
I mean, what I think would have been a good storyline, but I don't think it will happen because of, although wild card rules, I suppose. But
Yeah.
if the New Day won it, then you have both tag teams. So you've got the tag team titles and the World Championship within one stable.
Yes.
And I think then the interest in them would be to then see the club come across from Raw.
Oh yes.
When you've got AJ Styles and the Good Brothers is his name, or as was, the club, versus the New Day. I think that would be an excellent matchup.
Well, the thing is, like you said,
say.
even if we got stuff like that, right? Like I said, even if we did something like that as well, I think a great example that you don't need to be on the brand to go against for the championship. The previous match we was on about. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, they're technically Raw superstars, and they're going for the SmackDown Women's Championship, which is just another good example where the lines have now completely blurred, which is great. I think that's what we've been kind of asking for a little bit, but I wasn't expecting it to happen
A little bit.
this quick.
A little bit, probably. I think it's a little bit. I don't know, the wild card. It's a little bit too fluid at times. Where there have been SmackDown episodes where it's like, oh, actually, because we haven't got that many matches in the 2 hours.
Yeah.
So many of them included Raw stars that you start to think, what's the point of the brand split?
Yeah.
I think you've got to be careful with that.
I think they've already thrown out the rule where, what was it, 4 superstars at a time? I think that rule's
up to 5, wasn't it?
It's gone now.
Yeah.
That rule has been thrown out the window.
Yeah.
So, another thing why this match is going on that I wouldn't mind talking about cross-branding. We was introduced to a new championship while we've been away as well, mate. The great and powerful 24/7 championship.
I am loving Drake Maverick in this.
Do you know?
Stuff has been brilliant.
Yeah, do you know what
This
I want to?
has given some real life to him, and also to obviously to our truth.
Yeah. I'd like to say something about this first, though. I remember when this was first announced, and so many people basically shitting on the championship because it looks ugly, and they think it's a bad idea. No, it's not. Everyone has been shouting everyone's been shouting for the hardcore championship to come back.
Yeah.
And the one rule that they wanted to come back from that hardcore championship was the 24/7 rule. They basically took that and made that rule as a championship. It is the hardcore championship.
It is a hardcore championship. It's an awful looking championship.
No. I like it. I actually do like it.
Yeah, but ignoring that, I think the concept has been brilliant, and I wasn't sure. I'm a little bit still. I think I want to see. I remember the Hardcore Championship. I can remember it being amazing. I can remember that it changing hands 4 or 5 times in a night sometimes. And Molly Holly walking out with it.
We haven't had any
like
women's
that.
championship, have we?
There's been no women, and there's been no. And when it was brought in, we were told it could be. When Mick brought it out, he said this will be defended.
The match decided it wanted to stop for a second there. There you go. Yeah. Continue going.
When Mick Foley introduced it, he said it would be defended again, and it could be defended against men and women.
Yeah.
Main roster, Raw, SmackDown, and at both NXTs.
Pretty much anybody could go for it. Simple enough.
And 205 Live. So far, we haven't really seen that. And I think I need to mix it a bit because it seems it's been the same group of people chasing R-Truth around, and now Drake Maverick. And I think Drake Maverick's been brilliant. I think the stuff he's been doing, been given free reign on the mic, and that obviously with his wife, can't remember her name, sorry, but obviously he was from Mae Young Classic and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been really good. But I think they do need to probably start widening it a little bit. It would be good to see a woman hold it, or to see somebody from NXT UK or something just pop up and take it, you know what I mean?
Well, I've got a feeling if any time that's going to happen is when they come back to the UK, and that would happen. I've actually got the list of all the champions we've had with the 24/7 rule. Like I point out, this championship started out on May the 20th. So what is that? It's been about 2 months at the moment. But close to about 2 months. So we have our inaugural champion, Titus O'Neil, who then probably lost it straight away to Robert Roode. Then R-Truth.
Yeah, it did.
Then Elias.
Yeah.
Then R-Truth.
Yeah.
Then Jinder Mahal.
Yeah.
And then R-Truth.
Yeah.
He ended up winning it. Didn't he win it on the plane?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. On the way to Saudi.
Then Elias. Then R-Truth.
Yeah.
Then Jinder Mahal again. I didn't know Jinder Mahal was 2-time champ. Okay. Oh yeah, he won it on a golf course at one point.
He did, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Then R-Truth. Then Drake Maverick.
Yeah.
Then R-Truth. Then Heath Slater.
Yeah.
Then R-Truth. Then Cedric Alexander. Then
Yeah.
EC3. Then R-Truth. Then Drake Maverick, our current champion. R-Truth has won it 8 or is it 9 times? I've lost count here.
It's 10. He's a 10-time world champion.
No. What? No. What does our
champion.
No. What does R-Truth call it? The 48 hours European champion.
European championship.
I think he had a TV champion at one point in that as well.
He did, yeah. He did say the TV champion at one point, which is a great nod back to the old days. That was, I thought.
You know what?
I think it's been good. I think it's been entertaining.
I love it. It does give that more entertaining that you can see outside of the normal Raw and SmackDown and pay-per-views as well. And I think that's
I like
how
it.
it's done its work, which is great.
Yeah, I think Carmella's been amazing as a sidekick to him. I think, and really pushed him. And I think R-Truth's been good. And I think Drake Maverick's been brilliant. The stuff Drake Maverick's doing on Twitter and stuff with it is brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's good. I think I just think they probably need to widen it eventually if they're not careful. But they're probably. But yeah, I'm enjoying it.
So
next match.
Yeah, the next match. So Daniel Bryan, Erick Warren, they're saying are going to end up winning it. They haven't got the US Championship. It's just I don't know why. I just don't know why. The game does this sometimes. It's ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, time for right. I want to explain this one. Even though it says the Raw Women's Championship, one thing that WWE 2K19 doesn't have is mixed tag team matches. Hopefully they bring it in for 2K20. Hopefully. But they don't. And I felt I just want Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans again. So, yeah. That's how we're going to roll with this. Okay.
Yeah.
But, of course, the actual match is for Universal Champion Seth Rollins and Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch is going to be facing Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans in a winner-takes-all mixed tag team Extreme Rules match. That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
So, mate, winner takes all.
Yeah.
So, Becky could lose her championship if Seth gets pinned.
Seth gets, or vice versa,
yeah. It is, like I said, it's a very interesting match, and the things you can... I can't see Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch losing this. But in this match, in this specific match, just for the fact that I don't want to see Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans be champions.
Yeah.
I think it would be a really bad idea. I've changed my tone since last time. But I don't know where to start with this. I think it's basically WWE basically capitalizing on the fact that now everybody knows Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch is going out. Simple enough. And
Yeah.
I feel like we don't need you to do this, WWE. But thanks, I guess. Yeah, your two stars of your industry. Yeah, they're going out. Brilliant. Can we have a match where Becky Lynch doesn't need to rely on Seth? Or Seth rely on Becky Lynch, please? It's great.
Yeah.
But thanks. But no thanks.
I know, I've liked the work they've done together has been cute. And it's been, I think it's been fun. Yeah, but it's been fun, I think. And the stuff where basically, Becky effectively saving Seth's ass and saving his title, really, and effectively it set this up, didn't it? I mean,
stomping.
and I thought that was very clever. I thought actually to have Baron Corbin bring Lacey Evans down, having basically the last 2 weeks previously, Seth Rollins hit every man that had been put up as
great, wasn't it?
With a chair. To bring that was unexpected and really clever. I know. Bless. At least he's getting some TV time.
Poor Erick Young. He wasn't. He said he wasn't going to take it, and he still ended up destroying. Why? He said no.
With a chair. So I thought that was really good.
No.
I liked the that angle, and I thought Becky coming. You knew Becky was going to come out.
Yes.
And I thought that was good. But I think I'm sort of. I just want this to pass really now a little bit. I don't like mixed match particularly.
I don't mind
mixed match.
I don't mind it.
I find the mixed match. The mixed match challenge was fun, and I enjoyed that as a concept because it allowed them to team up, and actually they were obviously given a lot of autonomy, complete autonomy on the mics, and then mess around. And I felt you got a lot of personality came out, which is good.
Well, we ended up getting R-Truth and Carmella out of the last mixed match challenge, didn't we?
Yeah.
And where did they go and visit?
I mean,
they went to Connecticut. What a great holiday!
Titan Towers. Titan Towers in Connecticut, which WWE have since sold.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of mixed match, and I think WWE need to make a decision really on these sort of matches on whether they're going to. Every other company in the industry is now having mixed matches again.
Yeah.
To a point.
The thing is, it's great to have it as a challenge, which more than likely, I think would due that back against him because it's great for a build-up to the Royal Rumble. I do like the whole idea that the winner of the mixed match challenge does get those number 30 spots. I think it does make it really interesting because it does.
Yeah.
It puts someone there that you are not expecting. It kind of loses the element of surprise a little bit, though.
Well, it stops us from having to worry about Roman coming out at 30 again, I suppose. Which is what seems to happen every year for about a decade.
Look, let's give Roman a chance. People are starting to like him again, and
we like Roman now. We do like Roman
well,
now.
I don't know. Give him a couple more months, and then we'll find a reason why not to.
Yeah.
Give him.
Yeah,
time.
I think. Yeah. As I say, I'm not a massive fan of these matches. I think because it's the whole you tag the other person that's coming, and that loses some of the losing the momentum with it. I don't know where you go with it. I don't think WWE are ever going to move to mixed gender matches because I think the idea of a man hitting a woman in that type of a slap and stuff like that. A woman slapping a man is okay, but the other way doesn't work for television.
It is weird, and I don't know. The thing is, I understand why it's weird. It's just that, like I said, those kind of things don't work nowadays.
The only thing. China got away with it, but China was China.
It was China. She basically it was a different. The thing is, it was a different era anyway.
It was a different era,
and I'm trying to avoid the subject as much as possible without any insults. But the thing is, with I
I
said
don't
with
have to
China.
insult China. I mean, China.
No.
China was incredible.
I'm not trying to insult
yeah.
China. I'm just trying
No.
not to insult the women's division. Full stop.
But it's not that, is it? It's not that. It's the point is with the difference between China was something incredibly special. She was a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And she had that size and strength that you could put her against Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
And think, you know what? She could take him. Okay?
Yeah.
Even Nia, you couldn't put... I wouldn't put any of the present roster against the bigger guys and think that looks like a fair fight. What
happened in the Royal Rumble this year?
Yeah.
Oh, that went down well.
Yeah. I mean, that's the issue. I think, I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes. Quick question about this match. First of all, we've got that dangling, what's it? Beast in the bank, whatever he wants to call himself.
Yeah.
Do you think we might see Brock Lesnar show up?
I think we might see him show up. I don't think we're going to see him cash, but I think we might see him show up.
That's the thing. He tried to. What was it at? It wasn't at Money in the Bank. It was at
Saudi show, wasn't it?
What was it called?
Superstar Showdown.
That's it.
Yeah.
Basically stole it from the Australians, which you did
Australians,
better.
Yeah. He did a good one, yeah. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
But there he did show up, and
it failed.
Yeah.
That was a great failure, though. Poor Heyman tripping on the ropes, and the contractor flying, and everybody just looking and thinking, what's going on?
Show, didn't it?
Yeah.
That just summed up the show.
Yeah.
I think I don't see him cashing on this one.
No.
I see him trying, maybe. I see him definitely turning off.
Yeah, I see him turning off.
You know what? I'm not hating it. I mean, that's the point.
I'm still not sure.
I'm not hating the fact that he's got it. I thought when he got it on the night, I was like, oh, you're kidding me. And it was such a good match. It was such a good match to have it finish in that way.
Yeah.
You did feel cheated. But he then came down. He's been having fun with it. You've seen a little bit more of Brock's personality. He's obviously made his decision now. He's not going back to UFC.
No.
That's not happening. He's retired from the UFC. He seems to be at peace with the idea, and I do think over the last 12 months he has been oohing and ahhing, and he's obviously made his decision. He's made his decision he's not going to be a weekly star, although rumour is that Fox want him to be.
Well, Fox does Fox. So, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see, but I mean, and if the money's big enough, I'm sure he'll make an appearance. But I think so. I'm not hating it, but I think he will turn up. I just don't think he'll successfully cash.
Well,
on this one.
Becky Lynch just punched the referee. Well, that was interesting. But yeah, like I said, I see, like you said, see him showing up. Don't see him actually cashing it in. At the same time, and I still don't want Brock Lesnar to be champion again. At least for a while.
I don't want him to successfully cash.
I don't want him to successfully cash. Even though it will probably be another, they didn't cash successfully again. I'm alright with that.
That's the problem, isn't it? But, yeah, I mean, that is the only issue, isn't it? It's the fact that, considering every Money in the Bank, they build it up by saying, it almost pretty much guarantees you to be world champion. And for the last 2 years, it hasn't. And if we go 3 years, and they can't really keep plugging that line, I think.
Who was Money in the Bank? Men's Money in the Bank last year?
Braun Strowman, who did the whole I'm going to cash in on this date at this time, and then obviously that didn't work. And the one before that was Baron Corbin, who got screwed over by John Cena.
Yeah, let's see. Hopefully, 3 years of failures. Yeah,
yeah.
I doubt it's going to happen that way, but yeah. But so according to this, Lacey Evans is going to end up winning. Doubt that. Yeah.
Nah. I hope so. I don't want them to. Nobody wants those two to have the titles.
No.
Nobody wants that.
So mate,
but then
no, continue. What do you say?
No, well, but although we might not want them to have the titles, doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad storyline for them to have the titles.
I mean,
Yeah,
if that happens
so-
and Brock Lesnar cashes it in on Baron Corbin, I mean,
We're happy.
I think a lot of people would have been happy.
That's a Charlotte situation.
That's a Charlotte
That's
situation.
a Charlotte situation.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we're gutted, and then we're happy.
Oh, it could have.
Yeah.
Do you know? I just realised Lacey Evans could affect it twice.
Yeah. I mean, that's the concern. Is I don't want Lacey Evans to be champion. I don't think she's earned that yet. But
No,
there you
but
go.
she's not been here long enough, and she basically was walking up and down a ramp for the first, what,
Yeah.
2-3 months
And
of her career on the main roster.
She's
which-
okay, but she's not spectacular.
Well
in
done,
any way. There are
women's
far
rights.
better people. Yeah. There are far
It's
better.
it's a punch.
Yeah, well, I suppose Big Show got away with that for years, though, didn't he? So.
Because he's big. And no offense,
You know?
when he calls it the WMD, it's because his hand is big enough to.
Yeah,
The
it's
guy's
true.
huge.
But it was a punch, and Roman Reigns' Superman punch, which he hasn't successfully done for the last 4 years.
No,
The first time of asking, so
Good point.
we always know as soon as he loads his arm, you know straight away that he's gonna miss, because that's just what happens every time. Anyway,
mate.
yeah, next match.
Yes, the next match is,
that
of
it?
course, for the US Championship. We are going to be using this
Yeah.
as a little bit of a couple of matches that we're going to be talking about down the line. But let's start with this first. The US Champion Ricochet versus AJ
Yeah.
Styles. So AJ
And the club.
and the
we're
club. The
presuming.
club is going to be out there. Both. This
Yeah.
is the reason why Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson have still got contracts now, isn't it? Is that they have gone
Yeah.
down this route with them, and I'm happy that they have decided to stay with the WWE.
I'm really happy that they've stayed, because I really like them. I think they're funny. I think they're good. And yeah, I mean they're back working with AJ.
Which is great. The thing is, this is one thing I
yeah.
enjoyed when AJ Styles actually came to the WWE himself.
Yeah.
We ended up having the whole club storyline, and
Yeah.
I still think that is one of my favourite storylines. Full
The
stop
beat up
when it
John
comes to
Cena
them.
stuff was hilarious.
Yeah, that was.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I think AJ Styles is an incredibly good heel.
Yes,
I mean, he's been a great face, but he's a very good heel.
I think he made a
he's-
better deal. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is good. I think it's a good storyline for him, and I think it's going to be a good storyline. It's definitely for Gallows and Anderson, because since they broke the club up last time, they've had a bit of a run of a title now and again, but they haven't done anything spectacular.
They've kind of just been comedy act for a little bit, and then they
Yeah,
just
the
dropped
whole-
off the face of the earth, which was
Yeah,
annoying, really annoying, because I think we've
Yeah.
seen that with a couple of superstars where we're wondering where they disappeared off to.
yeah.
But yeah, talking about
I mean,
one
part of the problem was though. Part of the problem was they were moved across to SmackDown,
yeah,
and SmackDown has a problem with its tag teams, and the fact it's only with all of its stars,
Who's
but
been
particularly its tag
Usos?
teams, and the fact
It's
it's
Usos
only a
and New
2-hour
Day.
show. Yeah, Sheamus and Cesaro disappeared off screen for some time and then came back, because you've only got a 2-hour show. So with particularly the tag teams, you've got to revolve them round. So you
Yeah.
do have this period where you have 3 teams, while the other ones are all doing house shows, and then you swap them. That's just a problem with a 2-hour show, but there you go.
Talking about someone that seems to be missing at the moment. Where the hell's Bray Wyatt gone?
Oh, have you not been seeing in the background though?
I have not been seen in the background. No, what's been happening?
Ooh, okay, so the Funhouse has stopped. They haven't done the Funhouse for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
3 weeks now.
I've
Okay.
been noticing that it hasn't. That's been my favourite part
No,
of Raw for a while.
But it was for a lot of people. But every week on Raw, I think it's been every week on Raw now for the last 3 weeks. At some point, one of the characters has been in the back of the shot.
Has it? Okay, I've
Yes.
What,
So there was a
you
1
talk
week
about
where
this,
you
I'm gonna look this
saw
up.
there was 1 week where you saw was it Annie the Witch peeking round the corner? It was when
Abigail.
when it was kicking off. Abigail the Witch. Yeah, Abby the Witch, isn't it what they call her?
Yeah.
Sister Abigail. So Abby the Witch. There's one week where she was peeking around the corner. There was a week where we saw the Buzzard in the back of shot.
Mercy, isn't it?
Mercy the Buzzard. You know, I didn't see it. I'm not sure what happened this week, but I'm pretty sure there was something this week as well. They've been in the back of the shot, just very cleverly there.
Oh, here we are.
So,
there we go. I found it.
Yeah.
Right, Firefly Funhouse. Puppet spotted on Raw. When will Bray Wyatt return? Okay, let's have a look here. Where was he? What's this one? Oh, God, that pig one. I don't remember what the pig's name is.
Yeah. Yes. I know
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huskers.
They've all been
pig.
about.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I haven't actually not noticed that whatsoever. That is awesome. But then again, this is Bray Wyatt in a nutshell, isn't he? The thing is, he loves to do this whole teasing thing outside of what is happening in the WWE.
Yeah. It's clever. You know?
Oh man, I like I said, I seriously not even noticed that at all. And that has made me happy because it feels like they kind of just dropped it. And I think a lot of people felt a little bit like they had. But no, it just shows that he's slowly making his way. So, my question then is, if it's been teasing, when do you think Bray Wyatt is going to return? And who do you think he's going to be? Who does he want? Who's what he wanting to let him in?
Now. It seemed to be. Well, that was that was what people were saying, weren't they, about the one rumor at one point was that Aleister Black was saying open my door or whatever it was at the same time as Bray Wyatt was saying let me in, and everyone said that, but that's not going to be, that's Cesaro now. We know that match is going to be Cesaro.
Yeah, because it's going to be Cesaro tonight on Extreme Rules doesn't mean that it isn't going to be Bray Wyatt.
Doesn't mean.
No.
There was, I'm trying to think, I can't remember what it was. There seemed to be a link in terms of, I can't remember who it was now, but when the puppets or the characters were appearing on Raw and SmackDown over the last couple of weeks,
one was
there was and so was another one.
Yeah.
So at least two of them were with Ricochet within the same sort of area. So again, the people are making that link, which would be interesting. It might be that it's Ricochet.
When was this one? So there's one here that was from July the 10th. So that is this Tuesday. By the looks of things, it was with Bayley. But does that mean he wants to face Bayley?
Yeah. Well. Maybe.
Oh God, it's the rabbit.
Yeah. So, as I say, wait and see. But I think, I don't really know. But I mean, that was people putting ideas out there, aren't they? I think we'll have to wait and see.
Man, I'm gonna be more focused and seeing what the hell's happening in WWE a lot more now.
Yeah.
So
keep an eye in the background.
That's kind of blew my mind.
It's clever.
That has really blown my mind.
I saw it the first time I did, and because I saw Abby the Witch, I thought that's Abby the Witch, and we rewind it, and we thought, yeah, it is. And then because we'd seen that, they made us more vigilant over the next couple of weeks, and we've been picking it up.
I'm definitely going to be more focused on that, because more than likely we're going to see something on Sunday about that as well.
I expect so, yeah.
Even if it's just another sneaky peeky thing around backstage, or maybe Bray Wyatt himself.
Yeah.
That has definitely got my interest. I genuinely did not know anything about that.
It's cleverly done.
So let's talk about some of the matches. Like we mentioned, Aleister Black versus Cesaro. So, at least they're giving Cesaro something to do. They're giving Aleister Black something to do. That's my way of looking at it.
Yes.
I got a really
because I think they're ruining him a little bit at the moment. I think he had such impetus when he came in with Ricochet, and I just feel like they've.
Well, they didn't do anything with him. That's the thing. The thing is, I think the plans was that they had huge plans for Aleister Black on Raw, and then because of the whole oh no, Zelina Vega is on SmackDown because Andrade's got to go to SmackDown because Charlotte Flair's on SmackDown. They thought, oh, we might as well move Aleister Black over to SmackDown as well. It kind of knocked plans out of the way a little bit. That's my idea of what's happened with this. And I think they were basically stalling to think, right, what are we going to do with him? But look, you just say someone knock on my door. Cesaro knock on his door. Cesaro's not really been doing much himself as well, especially now the bar's been broken
back
off.
into it at a point.
Yeah. Which is kind of sad that as well, because the bar was a brilliant tag team, and now Cesaro's on his own again. Poor Cesaro.
Yeah.
You're going to do well, mate. Good luck. But, yeah, so who do you think's going to win?
Right.
Aleister Black or Cesaro?
I'm hoping Aleister Black, because I want to see some impetus with it again. You know, I want to.
I want to say Aleister Black because, like I said, I'm hoping that Bray Wyatt does show up in that match, just for the fact that it would make more sense with certain things that have been happening around it. And like I said, somebody knock on his door, somebody let me in, blah blah blah. It would make a great mixture of storylines between them, and it'd be interesting because they both have that mystical side of them as well, which would be brilliant.
Yeah. I think so.
But
right, what have we got left?
Our other match. Let's have a look. We've got a Cruiserweight Championship match, of course. It is Drew Gulak, our current Cruiserweight Champion, versus Tony Nese.
Yeah.
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 I really do feel sorry. I do feel sorry for the Cruiserweights a little bit. This is enough for it. Yeah. They're doing all right. Raw Tag Team Champions. The Revival will be facing the Usos. So it's not a pay-per-view without New Day and the Usos, at least in one championship match each. But yeah, look, the Revival, they seem to have basically joined forces with Shane McMahon's alliance at the moment. Yeah. Which is great. At least it gives them... I like where that's going. A little bit.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
I like the whole...
I like stables.
Well, it kind of...
I've always liked stables.
Talking about earlier when we was on about the Attitude Era, one of my favourite things from the Attitude Era was the corporation. You can see that happening again with Shane McMahon, and I think it would it would be brilliant going down that route with that.
I think so. Yeah, I like that. I think we'll wait to see, but I think I like the Revival. I've always liked the Revival. They were amazing on NXT, and I feel like they have not been used the way they should have been used. Yeah. In terms of, but you know, it is what it is. But
who do you think?
Yeah,
well, I'll go this time. I think that the Revival's going to end up winning it. Just for the fact that I think that Shane McMahon's going to have some influence in that match.
Yeah, well, you got absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, they think Ricochet's going to win the US Championship. Did we even say who do we think is going to win?
No, I don't think we did, did we? I think that's probably. I think it's going to be very. It's very difficult for him to win it.
I'm going to say
he won't, but
I'm going to say Ricochet, but it's going to be a disqualification. But it is just a normal match as well. I've noticed on here. No special circumstances with that. So yeah, I think Ricochet. I think he's going to defend it, but I think it's going to be a disqualification for AJ.
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah, I think
it makes Ricochet look strong, and it also makes AJ Styles. Well, the club looks strong as well. Match that is on now, WWE Championship. Jeff Kingston versus Samoa Joe. At least it's not Dolph Ziggler.
Well, yeah, I suppose. It's going to be a good match.
It's going to be a good match. I think
it's a good match.
The thing is, I just love the whole thing where seriously, just shake my hand and we can all. It can be be a pretty much nice match, basically from Samoa Joe. Instead, he basically flipped him the bird, and just the look on Samoa Joe's face when that happened, it was,
I mean, that
was the best thing ever.
Again, it was brilliantly done. And again, it's that move away from PG, and again,
well,
having that done, that wouldn't have happened that long ago. And
no.
just again on that,
that was the first week when we found out about Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman as well. So, like you said, they must have been starting to have a bit of influence into it already.
Yeah.
Even if it's just them eating into the role.
Yeah. You know? And I think this week, the Kevin Owens promos over the last 2 weeks have been amazing.
Oh,
but
yes.
again, this week, Kevin Owens saying piss, which I know is only a very mild swear word, but in the States, but even very mild swear words don't tend to make their way onto the TV. So
here in the UK, we don't give a damn.
No, we don't. But
then again, in America, you guys bleep out the word God. I just noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's a common phrase here in the UK.
So I think again we're seeing that slight move, you know.
Yeah. But yeah. So first of all, who do you think? Do you think Kofi Kingston is going to defend his championship?
Yeah, I think he will. I don't think he'll lose it here. I think if he's going to lose it, he'll lose it at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this could be a really interesting match. It looks like a mixed match, and I think that should be interesting.
I feel like it's going to be really... I agree. I think it's going to be an interesting match. I don't think this is going to be the last that we see between these two. And, look, the Dolph Ziggler thing, yes, it was random, and we know why it happened. The fact that Kevin Owens was refusing to go to the Saudi Arabia show. With perfect understanding. The thing is, what situation was there? I completely understand where he came from. And at the cost, he lost his main event spot against Kofi Kingston because of it. I mean, what's happening with Kevin Owens now, I think, is a better path for him going down that way. But still.
Yeah.
But like I said, the Dolph Ziggler thing, for something that they had a short amount of time to work with it, I still think it went alright. And I mean, that's the point of Dolph Ziggler now, isn't he? He's like, oh shoot, we've got to go and put something else here. Hey, Ziggler, do you want a match?
Yeah. Dolph just does my head in at the moment. I mean, he's just...
It should have been him.
The character's annoying. Oh, the character's annoying, isn't it? We went through that whole... You know, I'm not going to use any music shit. Some of that was quite funny. I thought the stuff when he was coming out to other people's music, I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Then it went off a bit. Then it went off the boil a bit. Then it got a bit boring. And then it was like, now it's this whole could have been me crap. It's like, oh, shut up. I've had enough.
I think he's probably going to slowly start merging into... Look, can we just say it is the modern day corporation now? I think this is what Shane McMahon's thing is. It is the modern day corporation. I feel like he's going to slowly start to be included into that kind of stuff as well now. And I see Drew McIntyre causing a lot of friction because of that. Because you saw when they were both standing there, they still haven't forgiven each other. That was looking at SmackDown thinking, oh yeah, they definitely still don't like each other.
No.
When is Drew McIntyre going to get a chance at a championship, please?
Yeah.
But I see. Like I said, he did all right, and I think it was just. I mean, they did good with what was needed, and that's the good thing about Dolph Ziggler. He can. Even though we are a little bit sick of what he's doing, he can greatly adapt to this kind of stuff and give him his dues. If I was
he does it well.
Yeah, he does it well, but in this situation, I would have left by now because AEW would have snatched him up straight away if he decides to go.
I mean, he enjoys. Obviously, it works for him because he does his stand-up shows at the same time. So wherever, it's obviously he's a funny guy actually.
I still haven't seen any stand-up yet. No.
He's a funny guy, and obviously that's what he does. So he does he works out. So wherever the show is, he has a gig. So he's doubling up that way. So that works for him, which obviously, being with AW, wouldn't say work because they're not traveling as much.
No,
but,
they I think they're around Jacksonville themselves, aren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah,
so more of a regional organisation at the moment.
But yeah, there's not much more we can say about this.
No.
It's Kofi Kingston versus Samoa Joe. It's going to be a good match. We're expecting it to be a good match.
We hope so, don't you?
And we are expecting probably to see more of this at SummerSlam. Where maybe Kofi Kingston will lose his championship. Oh, please, can we see a New Day double cross? I think that's what we were all still expecting.
Yeah.
We've got one more match that we do need to mention, of course, which is, I think it's classed as the main event match, mate. The Undertaker and Roman Reigns is going to be facing Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre in a no holds barred match. Again, Shane McMahon, main event.
I'm sort of sick of that now.
I think, like you said,
it's supposed to be.
It's like how Kevin
I think
Owens.
you're supposed to be sick of it.
Yeah.
You know? But I just feel that Shane is every pay-per-view he's doing, and it's like, that's the major point you just made there, actually, isn't it? The fact that Shane McMahon has got a match in probably the main event at this pay-per-view, and Kevin Owens, at least on paper, doesn't have a match.
No, he doesn't.
Now,
he was kicked out the arena on Tuesday.
Yeah. In all likelihood, he might get a match at this. Yeah, he might be involved in this match in some way, possibly. But whatever happens, you just think at the moment there are people who should be on having matches and not, and Shane's getting a match, and he's not good. But I suppose that's the point, isn't it? It's to wind you up, and he's doing that very well.
The thing is, this is what we want from it, and I think if you actually look at it down the line, the thing is, the whole outcome, what they wanted from this, they are getting.
Yeah.
The thing is, we are hating Shane McMahon. We are hating that the fact that he is put himself. He's basically become power hungry, like his dad. Yeah. We are getting that. The thing is, this is what Shane McMahon is turning into, and the thing is, again, this is something that we've always been warned in WWE. A McMahon is always a McMahon. And this is just showing that he's showing that side of him. And I think this is why the storyline for this, as much as people are getting annoyed that Shane McMahon is doing this, that's what they want. Yeah. They want you to be annoyed. Because then when we've got someone like Kevin Owens, who is speaking out against this, pretty much dropping a pipe bomb, if you say, in the certain words. On SmackDown this week.
This week's promo was fantastic.
That was beautiful.
Last week's was good. This week's was just so really special.
This is the thing. Kevin Owens, I think what I saw, they're basically turning Kevin Owens into Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah. And I think out of anybody on main roster WWE at the moment, apart from say Becky Lynch, I would say. Yeah, Kevin Owens would do brilliantly in that role to play the anti-hero, because he's great with it. Kevin Owens is I still think is one of the best superstars WWE has. Because he's a brilliant wrestler. He's brilliant when it comes to the mic work, and he knows how to interact with the audience on a whim. And he makes a great heel. He makes a great face. And I feel like, for example, one of my favourite things from this year, when he technically was the temporary member of the New Day.
That was funny. So I think, as I say, with this match, I don't know. I don't want to see the Undertaker again at the moment.
I think that's the only thing. But I think kind of a bit of downside from it is that the Undertaker
concerns me a bit. It's almost makes me a bit sad at times. But then saying that, the material they had to work with in the Saudi wasn't good. Goldberg was
Goldberg was
awful.
rubbish.
I
mean, we knew it was going to be
really
rubbish
fucked it
before.
up.
We already said this. We knew it was going to be terrible.
Yeah. But I felt it was. But I don't think we realised. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It was dangerous. I mean, I was concerned watching that match.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was concerning to watch it, and the botches that were going. And Undertaker made botches as well, but I think there were more. That was more out of frustration at what he was dealing with and trying to get this guy over. It was awful, and took a concussion halfway through the match.
Yes.
I mean, it was an awful match, and I think because of that, you do look at that and think, I don't want to see the Undertaker again at the moment. But then saying that, actually, the promo the other week, he came in against Shane, and that was actually, he looked quite good. I mean, wait and see.
The thing is, at the same time, with this match itself, you've got a perfect balance with this as well. You've got Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns, who are be honest, they are both at their prime when it comes to it. Yeah, that is the match there.
That's the match. The match is M2, and the other two are more of a gimmick, really.
Well, at the same time, that's the thing. We like that as much as the thing is, we want Undertaker to. I hate to say it, we want him to retire now. The thing is, he's done so much, and the only problem with this is the only way now we want to see him probably retire is at WrestleMania. That's the only place that you could technically do that with him now. And every time we look at him and think, oh, he's lost the match. Yes, he's probably retired now. No, he comes back in about, 6-7 months down the line. And it's mainly because of Saudi Arabia. And then you look at him now, oh, he's back again. He's technically on the WWE Network.
What annoys me is 2 years ago, WrestleMania, the hat, the gloves, left in the ring, it was perfect.
That was perfect.
I should have left it at that, but then, it's money, isn't it?
That's the thing. In the end, it's money that money talks, and it is annoying about that. And the thing is, I love it how WWE basically tries and promotes it and say, this is the match that everybody's been wanting, this is everything. And then actual WWE fans, like, even when we're doing stuff like this, we look at it and say, yeah, we wanted that probably about 10, 15 years ago, but we don't want it now. What happened between Goldberg and Brock Lesnar? We can see Goldberg can't wrestle. He struggled to wrestle against Brock Lesnar, who, no offense, he's got a capacity of 2 moves.
You know what? You know what? I've never liked Goldberg. I've never liked it.
Same here.
I've never got it.
I wasn't WCW. I was WWE.
I never got it. I was WWE. I watched some WCW. Goldberg was never that good.
No.
He never was. This myth about him being unbeaten and all that, which was built up, but he was never good. He's only ever really had 2 moves. And
Brock Lesnar.
I don't like it. I've never got it. Yeah, but I've never got it. This whole having to come out with security and all that. This guy's supposed to be unbeatable. Why does he need security guards?
Is he actually leading the security guards?
It was a walks in the middle of them, wasn't it?
I know. Why
really
does
got that?
And then
never got
and
it.
then surrounded by flares, and I mean, okay, nice, But it's like
no.
The thing is, Undertaker can still wrestle. It's just that we look at it and we're sometimes hoping, please let this match go quickly, just for the fact that we know we feel it breaks our hearts a little bit. Because he means so much to a lot of our childhood. Yeah. And the thing is, yes, we were sad when the losing streak was ended by Brock Lesnar. But I think that would have been the perfect time to stop this. And then you had another exit from this when he lost to Roman Reigns. But you guys still didn't take it, and now here we are again, Extreme Rules. Look, it might be a brilliant match. Like you said, you still got Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre in it. Those two against each other will be brilliant. We've already seen that happen before, and it is brilliant. And then you've got Shane McMahon and Undertaker. Look, they do brilliant matches because you've got one guy who is an absolute lunatic and will basically jump off anything if he's given the opportunity to. And, well,
the point is,
the Undertaker.
The point is, we need to wrap this up. But I mean, the point is, we said previously, Shane is able to do the thing. I mean, the coast to coast is an inherently dangerous move.
Yes.
Jumping off the ropes across onto the announcer's table is an inherently dangerous move. The difference is that Shane can do it because if he does get injured and he's not on telly for 6 weeks or 6 months, then it doesn't matter because he's Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
If Roman Reigns puts himself out for 6 months, that's a major problem for his career then.
Yeah.
So Shane's always been able to do these things, you know. But anyway.
Yeah, mate.
We done?
Yeah, let's wrap this up. Yeah, that was it. We actually spoke that while we was having that match on as well. Before Roman Reigns or Drew McIntyre's team, who do you think's going to win?
Roman and Undertaker, surely.
I'm going to say Roman and Undertaker. I think Kevin Owens is going to get himself involved with this. I think it's expected now. But mate. So, Extreme Rules. It is. Our predictions are done, and this is on Sunday. With our next pay-per-view being one of the Grand Slams, mate. It's SummerSlam next. Are you looking forward to it? You looking forward to it? I'm
always looking forward to SummerSlam.
Yeah, because it's always at the same place, goddamn, every year.
It's not this year, though, is it?
Isn't it?
This year. It's in Canada, isn't it? Yeah, it's in Canada because WrestleMania was in London, was in New York, wasn't it? So they moved.
Oh, so they actually thought it through. I think that's one thing that we actually mentioned was, oh great, we're gonna be WrestleMania and SummerSlam at the same place. No,
they moved it. I think it's Montreal. I think it's Canada.
I'm just getting the list up now, mate. Where are we? Oh, these are upcoming ones. Oh, so yeah, we actually got 2 events happening. By the way, we've got the Volve's 10th anniversary celebration happening on Saturday as well, which is a non-WWE event, but it is going to be on the WWE network. Extreme Rules, of course, Philadelphia, we were on about there. And August 10th, August 11th. So we have our NXT Takeover in Toronto. Look, it's an NXT Takeover. We're going to love that no matter what.
Good. Yeah.
Then we've got SummerSlam, of course, in Toronto. And just to end it all, for the summer, August 31st, we have another NXT Takeover, but it's the UK's turn in Cardiff. Yeah,
which will be good.
Yeah. So,
that'll be good. Last one was good. So, I think it's good. So, but, right, let's call it there.
Let's call it there. So, guys, thank you for joining us. Of course, if you enjoyed this while I'm dropping my iPad, please like, comment, and subscribe to us here at Crave Your Game. Of course, we bring out a video every day of the week. And of course, until next time, we will be back for the middle of August for what we mentioned. And of course, Hanksy, thank you for joining me again, mate.
Always a pleasure.
Yes. And until next time, thank you and goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye. I hope someone hits somebody with a chair in this. I'm just saying.